Hey there, friends. Welcome to my little corner of the internet. Today, we're diving into something big, the 2025 Canadian federal election. It's coming up fast on April 28th. And whether you're a political junkie or just someone trying to figure out what's going on, I've got you covered. Let's break it all down together. What's at stake, who's in the running, and why this election feels like such a big deal. Grab a coffee and let's dive in. First things first, why April 28th? Well, this election wasn't supposed to happen until October 20th, according to Canada's fixed election date law. But back on March 23rd, Prime Minister Mark Carney asked Governor General Mary Simon to dissolve Parliament. And just like that, we're in election mode. It's what we call a snap election, shorter than usual, with only 7 days of campaigning. So things are moving quick. Now, if you're new to Canadian politics, here's the basics. We're electing 343 members of Parliament, or MPs, to the House of Commons. Each MP represents a riding, which is like a district. It's a first-past-the-post system, meaning whoever gets the most votes in each riding wins the seat. The party with the most seats usually forms the government, and their leader becomes prime minister. Simple, right? Well, not always. Minority governments and coalitions can shake things up. But we'll get to that. So what's the story going into 2025? This election feels different, and it's not just because of the new date. The last election in 2021 gave us a liberal minority government under Justin Trudeau. They didn't win the popular vote. That went to the Conservatives, but they snagged enough seats to stay in power. It's a bold move, and people are watching closely. Let's meet the key players. First up, Mark Carney with the Liberals. He's new to elected politics, but brings a big resume. Years running central banks in Canada and the UK. He's pitching himself as a steady hand, especially with economic challenges on the horizon. Then there's Pierre Poilievre, leading the Conservatives. He's been in Parliament forever, took over the party in 2022, and has been hammering away at affordability issues like housing and groceries. People either love his straight talk or find him a bit too sharp-edged. Next, Jagmeet Singh in the NDP. He's been a familiar face since 2017, pushing for progressive stuff like price caps on food and better healthcare. But his party's been struggling in the polls lately. Some say they're losing ground to the Liberals. Over in Quebec, Yves-François Blanchet leads the Bloc Québécois. They only run candidates in Quebec's 7A8 ridings, focusing on the province's interests, and they've been a wild card in past minority governments. Finally, the Green Party has Elizabeth May back as leader, alongside Jonathan Pedneau. They're fighting for climate action, but haven't had the momentum they'd hoped for. Now, what's driving this election? If you talk to folks across Canada, 3 big issues keep coming up. First, the cost of living. Groceries, rent, gas. It's been brutal for a lot of people, and every party's got a plan to tackle it. The Conservatives want tax breaks. The NDP's pushing price controls, and the Liberals are promising targeted support. Or maybe the Eagle south of the border. U.S. President Donald Trump's back in office, and he's slapped 20% tariffs on Canadian goods. He's even made noises about annexing Canada. Wild stuff. It's got people asking, who's best to stand up to him? Carney's banking on his international cred, while Poilievre says he'll fight tooth and nail. It's a curveball nobody saw coming a year ago. As of late March, some like Abacus data show the Conservatives slightly ahead, maybe 39% to the Liberals' 36%. Others like Angus Reid say the Liberals have surged to 42%, leaving the Conservatives at 37%. The NDP's hovering around 9 over 12%, and the Bloc's strong in Quebec at 8 to 10%. But here's the kicker. Canada's system isn't about the popular vote, it's about seats. The Liberals tend to win more ridings, even with fewer votes, because their support's spread out efficiently, especially in Ontario and Atlantic Canada. The Conservatives dominate the prairies, but those seats don't always add up to a majority. All right, let's talk voting. You've got options. Election day is April 28th, but advance polling runs April 18th to 21st. Can't make it? You can vote by mail or at an Elections Canada office. Just register by April 22nd. You need to be a Canadian citizen, 18 or older by election day, and show ID proving your address. Check elections.ca to make sure you're registered. It's super easy. Oh, and this is the first election with a new 3-3 seat map, based on the 2021 census. Places like Alberta and Ontario got extra seats, so the math's a bit different this time. Why does this matter? Well, 2025 feels like a turning point. After years of minority governments, Trudeau's Liberals leaned on the NDP until last year. People are wondering if we'll get a majority or more of the same. The U.S. situation's adding pressure, and with 58 MPs not running again, there's fresh blood in the mix. It's not just about who wins, it's about what Canada looks like after. Will we double down on affordability, push harder on climate, or spend all our energy sparring with Trump? So that's the scoop on the 2025 federal election. It's a lot to take in, but it's our chance to shape where Canada's headed. I'd love to hear what you think. What's on your mind this election? Drop a comment below, and if you like this, give it a thumbs up or share it with a friend. Let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, take care, eh?